The Maya trim tool allows us to trim away parts of a NURB surface. Now we've seen how this works actually when we've done the planer. Let me show you what we've got here. So if I were to, for example, take a circle and then just select Surfaces Planar, what this does is it creates a surface and it uses the circle as an outline from which to trim away. So I actually have a NURB surface here that is a patch. It's a rectangular patch, and all the circle is doing is determining what we see and what we don't see. So when I move the surface here, you can see that this curve on surface is used as a trim device, or cookie cutter, to trim away parts of the surface. Well, we can do this outside of the trim tool just by using any curve on a surface. I'm going to go ahead and select this and delete it. So in our previous example, we've taken a curve and projected it onto the cowl of this spaceship. And we can use that curve as the outline for a window. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, and let's use the NURBS trim tool. So I'm going to go Edit NURBS Trim Tool. And when I do, notice how everything changes. So basically, it's prompting me at the bottom here. It says click button 1 on the surface to keep. Well, I want the window to be hollow, so all I have to do is click on this, and notice how it highlights, and then just hit enter. Now what this does is it creates a rendering effect. It renders this part of the cowl, and it trims out or doesn't render the other part of the cowl. Now, one of the things I'm noticing here is that, well, I don't want this to be a hollow space. I don't want it to just be a hole. I want it to be a window. So I want it to actually be another surface that has a different texture or material applied to it. So I'm actually going to undo what I just did. I'm going to hit Control Z. And let's go ahead and make both the cowl and the window for the cowl. So I'm going to select that cowl, and I'm going to duplicate it. Edit, Duplicate, or Control D. Move the copy, and then let's go ahead and trim this twice. I'm going to start with my original cowl, and again, let's do Edit NURBS, Trim Tool, and for this one, I'm going to keep the outside surface. And then for this one, I'm going to do Edit NURBS, Trim, and I'm going to keep just the window. So now I've got a window part here, and if I move it exactly into place here, I now have a separate cowl and window. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. Let's show you how to put a material on this. I'm going to go quickly over to my rendering shelf here and just click on, say, a blend material, and then we can go over to, in our attribute editor, to blend 1 and turn up our transparency so you can see how I can make a quick window here. And we'll get down to making glass a little bit more precisely as we get into materials. But as you can see now, I've got a surface for the cowl and a surface for the window. So what I've done is just selected the object, trimmed it twice, once for the surface, once for the window. So the NURBS trim tool takes a closed curve on a surface and allows you to trim away what's outside or inside that curve.